One.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the My Little Pony memorabilia auction. I mean, this is difficult. The podcast. Sorry, I was thinking of that one all
Josh's
day.
other show.
That one came into my mind when I was biking to work, and I was like, I'm using that.
Good.
Anyway,
Yeah, we like it.
welcome everybody to This Is Difficult, the video game podcast, and we like to talk about video games and such thereof, in which we have quite a chock-filled one coming up in the next last week all the way through next and probably the week after, just talking about so many new games that are coming out. E3 is upon us, my friends, literally.
It's
and
here.
so let's pass it off to Paul and see what he has to say about said subject. Yes, we begin.
Excellent. Well, before we get into E3, how was everyone's week? Did you guys play some video games? Did you have a good week?
Barely.
A little. I was binging a lot on Netflix. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of new shows are out. Yeah. Did you watch Sweet Tooth? Pretty good.
No, not yet. It's on my list.
I read that
looks
comic.
so
and
creepy.
It's creepy. So I read the comic is the only reason
it's
I
a
was
comic?
like intrigued. Yeah, it's a really good graphic
It's a DC
novel.
comic.
It looked like they're
but
just
it's
trying
really
to like
good.
prep us for human animal hybrids, like some
know.
Alex Jones shit.
There's definitely some COVID shit and some like population control messages in this, like that kind of revamped it for
Praise
modern.
God.
Praise God. But it is actually really well done. And then I really like the show Lupin right now. That show about the con artist that's in
Lupin,
French.
yeah.
That show is really good.
Yeah.
I was watching Clarkson's Farm.
Ooh, I haven't seen that.
It's Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear and Grand Tour trying to manage his farm
Ooh, that sounds
during a
fun.
pandemic.
That's kind of awesome sounding, actually.
It's actually really good. So, like, I mean, Paul, you and I talk about Grand Tour from time to time and how entertaining those guys are.
Yeah.
It is that, but because it's so many people's livelihood outside of just his own, he actually takes it with some level of seriousness.
Did you watch the James May Japan
Our Man
show?
in Japan? Yeah, I did.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was
It was
great.
fine.
Yeah.
He
it
says
was
fine. He says great.
Well, I
It
like
was
it
fun.
because like number one, I think James May's kind of a goofy guy, but
I realize I
but
forgot
like
to
more
introduce
so
us
like
also.
I really
People know
love
who we are.
Japanese culture, and
I'm Josh. He's Paul.
so
He's
it
Zach.
gave me some like nostalgic feels and stuff. So
Yeah. I don't know that much about Japan, so it didn't resonate with me as well as it might have with you. I think you would have enjoyed it a lot more than I did. I did enjoy it. It was good.
Yeah.
But
Paul just hears Japan and he shudders. Oh yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Not quite, but like I don't
I'm
know.
just
I haven't
kidding.
been there in
Nursing
so
a semi
freaking
is what
long,
they
and
would say
like
on-
I've been like really itching to go back, and there's just like certain things that really trigger nostalgia, and I'm just like, God.
Let's
damn,
be
I
real.
need to
All
get back there.
nerds are like kind of into Japanese culture to an extent,
That
like
is
in
true.
their own way. Like
Yeah,
we all
that is
respect it, obviously, because we're all like gaming on it
Or
constantly.
at least, classic nerds. The way
Yeah,
that
classic
we are.
nerds more so, because we also
I
grew
mean,
up with like
everybody's a nerd for something,
anime and
right?
stuff.
But, like,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
True,
But
yeah.
no, so like Jeremy Clarkson, when he's doing the farm thing, he's still bombastic and over the top. He bought a Lamborghini tractor.
Wow, that
Like
is quite
the
over
very
the
first
top.
thing he does is buy a Lamborghini freaking tractor. And
That's
And
so.
his tractor driver's like,
that's
all
him.
his financial people are like,
Clarkson.
that was stupid. That tractor's way too big. You're an idiot. And
Mm-hmm.
then his tractor driver comes up and he goes, "Oh my God, you bought a Lamborghini!"
That's incredible.
It's
Amazing.
really
He can't resist
fun.
himself.
Yeah, and it's it's getting kind of critically panned right now, and I don't think it deserves it. Like I think it shows A, growth in Jeremy Clarkson, and B, like you have to take
just a
farming
fun
some
show.
level of seriously,
Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
you can have some fun with it
Yeah,
when you
Yeah.
have Jeremy Clarkson level money.
yeah, straight
You know,
up.
There you go.
I wish.
Yeah.
But games. Did we play any
Video
games?
Anyone? Yeah. anyone play some
I
video
played
games?
some more Narita Boy.
Are
The
you loving
game-
it still?
I love it a lot. It's a little Metroidvania-y for me.
Mhm.
I have literally, since I'm not reviewing this game, I have two complaints about this game.
Sure.
Honestly, the layering of the graphics don't really bother me anymore. Like
You
I
get
kind of
used
like,
to it. You
you get-
definitely
I'm
get
like-
used to it, but it takes a
I'm
while.
aware. I'm like, okay, maybe I
Mhm.
should jump on top of that thing now, or like something like that, or move into the background if I can.
Yeah.
Beautiful, gorgeous music, everything, blah 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 blah. Okay, the Metroidvania thing, it's not as bad as like Hollow Knight and shit because you are like confined to a certain area and you really can't progress past that area, and you
Yeah.
don't progress backwards either, which is really nice. You're just like in this new area.
Mhm.
But to me, I'm sometimes like forgetful, so
Yeah.
I'm just getting
like,
used to that.
Did I go this place?
Yeah.
Like to
Did
this
I
place
do
already?
this?
Did I do?
Yeah.
And there's
The
no
big-
there's no map to.
There's
to,
no map, so
Yeah.
which I think is okay, but it could use at least like a star menu map, like Metroid, Super Metroid had.
Sure.
Only real complaint, and it's literally just a my thing, is his jump is not 100% my favorite like jump from platforming. Like I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it, but like he's really floaty. It reminds me of like Super Mario Bros. 2. Like he's like kind of floating, and I have to like aim him as he like comes down. It's like more like as opposed to like perfect like all out jumps where I can trust where I'm gonna land. And it's really only like a 30% hate on the jump. Like it is still fine. It's definitely not a platformer as much as I wanted it to be, but like it is still, that's really my only complaint. The game is fucking beautiful. The story is incredible. I'm actually trying to pay attention to that. It's like really insane right now.
I enjoy that game mostly for the experience, right? Like
it's an experience game.
And like I do think it has good gameplay mechanics, but not great gameplay mechanics. You know what I mean? That's where like its weaknesses are. Is just like you were saying, some of the platforming, even sometimes the combat feels a little bit like behind what you want it to be.
It does. A little bit.
But like the overall experience, I think it's greater than the sum of its parts. You know,
I agree. And honestly, I blame the combat on myself. It's like more of like a Cuphead thing for me, where I'm like, okay, every time I love when it introduces a new bad guy because you have your toolbox of moves and it makes you like move, like switch them up more so in combat.
And it makes you sometimes it even like makes you like have to like think and figure out, okay, what do I need to do to even damage this thing? You know?
Even a straight up zombie bad guy, like the regular walker guys, like I noticed there's like a time you can go like slash, and like when you're about to hit him again, it gives them a perfect timed window to hit you. So you can't just brawl them. You have to at least dodge around the other side. And like the game clearly was really well thought out, like even on the timing of the bad guys.
Have you gotten like the little fire things that float?
No,
what the hell are those?
I'm still like, I must be like going really slow, honestly, but I'm like savoring the shit.
Because you get, I think, 3 different ones, and like there's like you'll see enemies that have like the different color fire over their head, and if you activate I don't remember what it's called, but if you activate it yourself, you do like hella damage to those enemies with that specific type. But
the rock paper scissors,
it's kind of rock paper scissors, but well, not really, because you do it matching. So like, but you also take hella damage. So you want to like make sure that you like turn it off and then turn it on, then turn it back off. You know, and you're you know judicious with it. You know, so it kind of like adds another layer of complexity into the combat later on in the game.
One of my favorite things is being able to elevate your power at the cost of your defense. It's like one of my favorite RPG mechanics. I always love challenging myself. I'm like, I like double damage. I do the double damage runs in Paper Mario all the time just because I'm like, I would rather just get destroyed and all out dive into my combat strategy.
At the end of the game, like I don't think this is really spoilers because there's no story thing. I mean, do you care about like gameplay mechanic spoilers? It's not story spoiler.
Is it tied to the story?
No, not at all. Not even the slightest.
Tell me.
So towards the end of the game, there's an area where you have to like rapidly switch between the different buffs, and like you could theoretically do it without turning on the buffs at all, but it's fucking hard. And there might, if I don't remember if there's like a time constraint, there might be. And so crazy. Like you kind of are forced to like rapidly switch between them, and it like makes it like very exciting, difficult, but like, you know, it's
pretty awesome.
It's pretty rad.
That game is dope. Aside from that, man, I haven't even touched Pokemon Snap in like a week. Me and Colin played a little Banjo-Tooie. We literally are 4 Jiggies away from rebeating Banjo-Tooie again. It's like, these Jiggies take like forever. I'm like not even about it. We're gonna be doing we're gonna be racing a speed runner. So it's gonna be me, Colin, and our buddy from the mod channel, all racing Spicy Wolf, who's basically one of the head modders, also from the Lost Mod. But he's also a really good speedrunner. Not like too good that he has world records, but good enough that he can crush us. So it's gonna be 3v1 in a speedrunning race in Banjo-Kazooie coming up soon. So that's like our next big event.
That's gonna be great.
That's gonna be really fun. So we're seeing if 3 people can beat 1 real speedrunner, and I don't know. I don't think so. Honestly, he's probably going to crush us like sub like 2 hours. And me and Colin, even with another person, me and Colin are at like 3:10. So like, even if we do like 2.5, this guy's still going to get like sub 2. It's going to be like
cool,
really intense. But it'll be really fun. Yeah, that'll be exciting.
We'll have to tune in for that one.
Yeah.
That too. But yeah, what else? Who else did a thing? I'm waiting for Mario Golf.
Yeah, when does that come out?
The 25th.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's good because I want to play some.
Yes, let's all play.
Whatchamacallit? It just came out yesterday or the day before. The new Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah. Oh, one more game I forgot. One more game, quick plug. It's free. I actually was also playing Pac-Man 99, which is fire. I'm not even gonna lie. This shit is free on the
It looks
Switch
fun.
and probably other platforms. It's like Tetris 99, where
I don't
half
think
of
it
it's
is on
locked
other
out, but
platforms. I think it's
it's
only on
not?
Switch. Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
only
so
on
there's
Switch.
like a paid version like Tetris 99 where you can do more modes, but I was just having a blast with solo mode because Pac-Man is not fast enough for me normally. Like I'm used to we go to the bars, we play the 4-player Pac-Man that's like
Mhm.
insane nowadays. And this was dope. There's like ways you can stack the ghosts and do all kinds
Dude,
of combos.
the
against
4-player
other players.
Pac-Man at the bars
Fucking
is fucking
insane.
awesome. I
I
really
love
love
so
that
much
game.
fun.
I want to
That's
own
like
one
what
of
we do
those.
every time we get.
So-
Me too. Or even
Josh.
like, can we get a Switch version of that so I can play it at home with my
Yes.
friends?
Oh,
Okay,
like,
can we
why
just
doesn't
Here's
that
where we go on this
exist?
journey. Take that cab,
Oh,
turn it 90 degrees,
oh yeah.
put a piece of glass over it, controllers on all four sides.
That's what I'm
You got a
saying.
coffee table.
That's what
I
we
want
have.
that
No, that's
so
what we have.
amazing.
They have that at the bar that it's called Up Down, our local arcade
Oh,
bar.
we have
It's
ours
top
is
down,
one
we
so
have ours
like
is a
one up.
burrito place.
so
in
you've got
college.
like one
Oh.
person on each side, right? On
Yep.
each side of the table, and you're all looking down, and you got your control stick and everything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Is a
absolutely
tabletop
glorious.
thing, and
I
it's the
wanna build
4-player
that for-
versus one. It's so
My,
fun.
my wife said we need a coffee table the other day. I'm like, Pac-Man table?
I got an idea.
Yo,
Yeah, I want to do this.
It'll wipe off easy, you know.
cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be really
Yeah,
good.
you could
So
dry
really fun.
erase on it.
Yeah,
I would really love that.
I'm a teacher, man. I'm never more than like 3 feet from a dry erase marker.
Right?
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so there's
Very
that. It's
cool.
free. You should get it. Even if you play it for 10 minutes. Really fun game. Super fucking fun.
There you go.
Classics.
Zach,
Anyway.
you play anything this week?
Outside of the normal, I played some more Arkham Knight. Had some fun with that. A little bit less on the Batmobile stuff, so that was nice. Chamali and Adam and I played some Mercenary Kings this morning. Not as much as I would have liked because I believe, but that sucked. And I played a few minutes of 30XX just to check out some of the new updates. They're really dope. They're really tightening that game right up.
He's
And
done with
it's-
Pokemon Snap.
I'm not done with it. I just put it down for the week.
It
I'm
is
waiting
really
for-
easy to do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my niece to pick it up. She saw me playing
Oh,
it. And
yeah.
she wants it, so
She's jealous.
help her through it. Yeah.
I also didn't play a lot this week, but I did play some. Yesterday I played during Samurai Saturday some more of Genji Days of the Blade. That's the second Genji game on PS3. I'm very close to the end, I think. I think in fact, I thought I beat it and then there was more shit after. So, yeah, like I think I'm very close to the end, but I also like was kind of doing like live E3 coverage on my channel at the time. So I didn't continue. So next week, Samurai Saturday might be short unless I find something else to fill that gap. But I also messed around with my 3DS a little. I've got a modded one, so I messed with, you know, some things as far as like streaming it and, you know, loading like regular DS games on there and stuff, which is pretty cool. And then the highlight of my week in gaming was Returnal. I played a little bit more of this. I had kind of put it on the back burner, and just because I got frustrated with it. And I finally fucking made some progress in the game.
Nice.
You beat the
And
boss?
it felt I beat the boss. I beat its ass. Actually, no, it was very close. It was clutch.
Damn.
But I was determined and I freaking did it. And I did it with like my absolute least favorite sub weapon too, which is that electric one, which is cool for like ad clearing. But it's terrible against bosses because you want distance from them, you know?
Right.
But I made it work and got on to the next biome, which is very cool. It's a desert biome. The story is awesome. Like it still has like a very like Metroid meets like Aliens vibe. It's so cool. I'm still like a little frustrated with the kind of roguelike nature of it, but the one thing that I like, and I'm guessing future biomes do something similar, but like if say I made it to the second biome and I die, I do not have to refight the boss of the first biome. It does start you in the first biome, but as soon as you find the door that leads to the second one, which is usually pretty quick,
Damn,
can just
dude, this is
go
like,
straight
this
to
is
it.
like Binding of Isaac, dude. It's like
Yeah.
literally you're gonna be able to beat like story points and bosses. It sounds like, and it'll save that. But you're literally when you're on 9th biome, you're gonna be in the first biome again when you die.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like.
and
Holy fuck.
yeah, but I mean, you can quickly skip through to the future ones, right? So like
Then
without
why even
having
have
to,
that at all? If you can't,
well,
if you just skip
because
through.
you could, if I wanted to, I could stay in the first biome
Yeah.
and like upgrade all my gear, move on to
Yeah.
the second biome, and then have that much more power starting out in
True.
that second biome. Go forward
That's
from
true.
there.
You do need to re-get all your
Um,
shit. Damn, that's
so-
intense.
Yeah. So there's some frustrating things about it, but it's still a very fucking cool game. There's a balance patch coming out next week, so I'm
Nice.
excited about that too. But I'm like satisfied with myself that I beat that first biome before the balance
The
patch came
balance
out.
patch, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be like easier.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'll scale a little better, allegedly.
I bet
as you
the
go.
bosses are gonna be fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably.
Yeah, dude. Well, the boss I got to the boss of the second biome, and it's insane. It's insane. I was nowhere even close to beating it.
Jesus Christ.
Not even fucking close. But I didn't really have time to I got it. I wasn't expecting that I was at the boss. Like I didn't think I was that far in the
Yeah.
run, and my health was not super high at the time, and I just kind of got dicked down. But it was cool. Yeah.
Dick 'em down.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was exciting.
Nice.
So a little thing called E3 started.
Oh, it's our favorite.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah. I'm
It
gonna be
did.
honest. Like, full disclosure, so far,
Dookie.
not I wouldn't say
Yeah, it's
dookie per
kinda
se.
Overwhelming.
I'd
not
say
like-
Dookie. We're
Not
getting the
it
bullshit out of the
doesn't
way
Feel
first,
like
though.
E3, and maybe this is because
why they-
You're
like,
right.
It does
E3
it.
has been kind of dying off like
Yeah.
over the last few years. But like, I mean,
For more information on that, listen to last week's episode.
Yeah,
sure.
we talked a lot
but
about
like,
that. Yeah.
let's like hop in a time machine and go back,
The glory
10
days.
years.
Remember
And
that?
like
Ah.
there's
When the
always
dream-
like,
So good.
every showcase there's like
Yeah.
one at least one big thing, like whether it's a
Yeah.
software announcement or a hardware announcement, like this
I
new
think- yeah.
thing to be excited about. And
I think the timing got really fucked up by like COVID and shit.
Well,
Honestly, like they used to
I
have
don't
everything
know that it
lined
was
up,
just
so every year was
COVID,
good.
Josh. I think I think COVID was the majority of
Definitely
it, but like
did a lot.
they were kind of like, oh, E3 always happens this time of year. We need to have this now, as opposed to, oh, hey, we're going to do this digital convention thing. Can we do it in this time frame, or are we
Yeah.
rushing this out the door?
well, so
It's different,
so
yeah.
let's get into a little more detail on that. I think like pre-COVID, I think E3 was already kind of dying out.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
like
Yeah. It's really like the
Sony and
2010 era. It
and
was like-
Nintendo had already stopped like
Mhm.
doing big things at E3 and started doing their own shindig. And so there was still some presence there from like big companies, but it wasn't like it used to be. Because people can just live stream their shit. Then last year, COVID completely canceled E3, right?
Right.
And then everyone just kind of around the time of E3 just did all these digital showcases, which was cool. And that was a further realization. It's like, we don't really need this shit, And then this year, E3, they didn't do a in-person convention, but they're like, we're going to do these digital showcases. But there's not really like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel anywhere close to the same as like those big events where it's like,
Those were glory
and
days.
now here
yeah.
comes fucking so and he's gonna show us like, where's the
He's gonna play a game.
like where's Keanu Reeves walking on stage,
Right?
to
To
show
announce
off
Cyberpunk,
2077. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just harder to get excited. That being said, there is some interesting stuff, and we
Definitely.
it's been on for 2 days, so like we might as well like start recapping.
Well, what's today? Today was Xbox, Microsoft.
Today was
Yes.
Xbox. Let's talk about yesterday
get that
first.
Whoa, poop. Okay. Let's be real though. Before we even get into it, the best is the next 2 days, and if we're lying to ourselves if we don't
Absolutely.
understand. The
I agree.
last day is
The last day
going
is
to
strong.
Well,
blow
okay,
me
time
away.
out. Let's look at the schedule real quick
The
because
last
I think
day
there's
is
really
hot
just
fire.
one thing to look forward to.
Nintendo.
Like I hate to
Well,
say
so
that, but
Even non-Nintendo
It's-
fans should be excited about how immense this is going to hopefully be. And if not, just give us something.
all right, let's
So-
see.
Well, right.
So
but, like,
Saturday we had the pre-show. You had Ubisoft Forward, Gearbox, which was laughable. In fact, I forgot to put Gearbox in the notes.
Laughable.
Games Beat session. Don't know what the fuck that was.
Nope.
And then there was also, it doesn't have it on here, but you have the Devolver show, right? Which I guess technically was not part of E3.
it was not part of E3. It was just happening
Okay,
during.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Then
I
we
mean.
had today. We had the broadcast pre-show. The Naraka Blade Point, which is it's like a Chinese developed
Sounds real.
like sword combat MMO, or not MMO, fucking battle royale. It's
Battle
kind of
royale.
neat, but it's a battle royale. I'm not
Ooh.
interested in battle royales.
Now, hand-to-hand battle royale makes more sense, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
The
The
yeah,
vein,
not for me.
the gold vein got struck with the whole Tetris 99 into like Mario 35 into Pac-Man.
Yeah,
Pac-Man,
That is what we need to see more of, like not
Yes.
traditional battle royales, but like
Which
just
is an
the
odd
game
thing to say
itself,
because
yeah.
I
I want like Mario
100%
Kart 99.
agree.
Fuck, like
Hell
oh my
yeah.
god, Mario
Yeah.
Kart 99, I'd shit myself. You just
Dude,
go.
there's so
and
many cool
die.
ideas you could do with a battle royale concept.
So
and
actually, it's funny you
instead
say
just keep
that.
turning out Fortnite clones.
It's funny
Yeah,
you
yeah.
say Mario Kart 99. In that vein, Forza.
Forza.
How the fuck do
Forza.
you say it? Forza.
Forza.
I
Their
think it's
new
supposed to
game
be Forza,
has
but-
a racing battle royale in it.
Oh, that's really cool. I give it to
Um,
Mario.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be cooler if it was.
If it was in
yeah.
Mario, it's like you basically like if you ever get hit by an item, now it's like you got to do like if you drop into a certain place, you're just out. Like you
Who
gotta stay
knows?
in the
Maybe
top,
Mario
like-
Kart 9 is gonna have it.
Battle royale mode.
Maybe we hear
Yeah.
about that on what is it, Tuesday? Anyway,
I
let's
stand by all of
continue
our
talking
predictions
about
from
the
last year, yeah.
we'll go through the rest of the schedule. So today, you had the Naraka Blade Point, then you had Xbox and Bethesda, which now I mean Bethesda is Xbox now.
Yeah.
What do they
You
give us?
had
Well,
we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah.
You had the Square Enix presentation,
Excited
Warner
about
Brothers
that.
Games block. Oh, it was just Back for Blood. Okay, Warner Brothers just showed off Back for Blood, which is cool. I would have liked to see the Batman game.
I know. When I hear that, I'm like,
I
"Where's
know,
the Batman
right?
game? Are you joking right now?" So
Yeah.
when I get
Where's
Batman game,
Gotham
probably
Knights? Where's the new
Right.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Like,
Right,
not for like
yeah.
a year and a half. That
Didn't
means
see
even
either
Injustice
of those.
3. Like, come on, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think
Uh,
we're getting any superhero shit for like at least a year.
PC
Well,
gaming
we'll get to that,
show
No.
was today, as
I
well
missed
as the Future Game Show, which was basically the same show. We can talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Monday, you have Verizon. What?
what?
The actual fuck.
You
Like,
have
no.
Snake, the game. Again.
yeah, you have Intellivision again. Okay.
What the fuck?
You got Take Two Interactive,
Okay.
Mythical Games. You've got an
Remember one
indie
game they've
showcase
done.
starting
Okay,
at
that's
noon.
exciting.
Indie
That's
showcase is
very
probably something to be
exciting.
excited
I'm
about.
very excited.
I'm
Yeah.
there for that.
I'm there for that.
Freedom Games again, not really
I don't know
sure.
what that is.
Yeah, some
No.
of these companies I've never even heard of.
Pretending to be
Ven's
company.
Origin Stories with Hector Rodriguez.
That sounds
Nope.
totally made up.
Oh, it
Yeah,
does
that is
sound made up.
neither of those things are real.
Those are not real things.
Later on in the afternoon, you got Capcom and then Razer. So
Semi-exciting
that's
and
some semi-exciting.
semi-exciting.
Razer
Yeah,
has
yeah.
like some cool hardware products.
Capcom
like
could blow us away with
Yeah.
something sexy.
If-
Like I'm
if
assuming
Capcom-
Street Fighter.
Like, Shamali and I
10.
were talking about this yesterday. Like, Paul and I want more Mega Man Zero and even Mega Man X.
Yeah.
Capcom
Yeah.
has already basically shown their hand and been like, "This is what we're showing off." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Great.
that's stupid. I
Right,
wanted the
I'm not
Beautiful
doing
Joe 3.
I don't care anymore."
I want a new Beautiful Joe. Mm.
Me too. Oh my
That'd be
god,
sick.
Beautiful
That'd be
Joe
sick.
is so dope.
He needs to be in Smash like yesterday. Also, I don't
Yeah.
understand that choice. But anyway,
Yeah.
I love Beautiful Joe.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we got? Tuesday, which is the
Tuesday's
final
fun.
day of E3.
Yeah.
We've got
Okay.
the pre-show, then you've got Nintendo Direct and Nintendo Treehouse Live.
Oh shit! So they're not doing an E. It's not. They're just filtering their stream through E3. They're
Pretty
still
much.
doing their own thing.
That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
Is that, yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're not like doing
and,
an
they've
actual
already
E3
well, so
presentation.
and what they've said is they're gonna do game announcements, I think, for like 45 minutes, and then like 3
Yeah.
hours of gameplay in the
Jeez.
treehouse.
Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
So
really
that'll be
excited.
cool. That'll be cool.
45-minute presentation means we are getting like 100 games. Like we're gonna get so much
That's
juice.
a long presentation.
A lot.
That
of
is
games.
very long.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we get there. Then you got Bandai Namco.
That's exciting, actually, too. I'm down with that.
Yeah, Bandai Namco puts out good stuff now.
Yeah, they do. Usually through Nintendo.
Eureka
so, like,
Studio. Yeah, a lot of times through Nintendo. Eureka Studio. Never even heard of them.
Never heard of them. Fake.
Yeah, it's spelled Yooreka Studio.
What the hell? They did not spell their own name right.
GameSpot Play for All showcase, and then
Fake.
the official E3 awards show.
Should all go to Nintendo.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Anyway, so that's what the roster looks like. So yeah, I do think the final 2 days are going to be the most interesting days.
Final day.
Which is frustrating because you'd think they'd do the interesting stuff on the weekend when more people can tune into it.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a way they do it, because Nintendo almost always gets the last slot. I wonder if they're literally like the show up first. They're like, I'm gonna go last. Like every
well, they're on the last day. They're not the last slot.
Oh, okay.
We
Well,
also talked about how
always get
Nintendo
that.
likes to announce things on Tuesdays.
Yeah. They
They
like,
do.
oh, see,
They
there's
like
the Tuesday.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
think
the
of
Tuesday
not only do
connection,
they
that's
like Tuesday, they may have just been like, so we're gonna do our direct on Tuesday. If you guys want us in the show, that's when we're doing it. So like deal with it. They could have been, but
I mean, they've got enough clout in the industry.
They
that does
love
make
to
sense.
strong arm. They really are like, they do have enough clout. Like even Sony is probably like, fuck it, just let them go last. Going last has power to it. We will remember those games more than the other ones. Like
That's true.
because
That's
it's
true.
going to stand out. The news is
Especially
gonna
because
overtake
like
it, you know?
like the last couple days, not only has there just been a ton of stuff that like looks really samey, but they've also like re-announced like or like re-showcased several games. So like
Boring.
things had like really started to blend together over the last 2 days.
Yeah.
One other thing that should be mentioned, and Shamali, our producer, brought it up in our live notes, is that Sony is not doing anything at E3.
Yeah, they're just not there.
They're not there, not at all.
Which is
Not at all.
concerning because they need to drop.
I think we're going to get it
Especially
like next
since,
week or
well,
something.
and maybe, yeah, you might be right about that. But what,
Maybe
like,
not even soon.
Zach
but, like,
brings up something that's really important. Is there's basically, God, maybe 2 or 3 like like PlayStation 5 exclusives. Especially now that they announced that God of War and Gran Turismo are going to be both PS5 and PS4. Like, they're cutting out the legs of like their own
literally
shit, you know. So
they
like,
might be accepting what's happening right now. They literally might be super like knowing. They're like, okay, we're gonna have a really bad first year here, guys. We really dropped the ball on this PS5 thing. Let's recoup in 2022. Like, they could be thinking that, honestly.
They could be, but I reject that.
If they don't even give us
and the
VR,
reason is at
like,
this
holy
point
shit,
there's 80 million PS5s that have been sold. Okay, which is dramatically more than the PS4 at this.
How many PS5s are floating on the secondary market?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Do you think? No. Listen. Do you think scalpers? Timeout. Do you think scalpers are just like hoarding them like fucking Smog in their basement? Like they want to sell those models. They're not gonna not sell those models. Okay. If they're hoarding the model, then they're losing money, right?
Tess,
so
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. My thing fell out.
Yeah, I just smacked mine, so we're in good shape.
Okay,
so
going,
like, you know, while it's ridiculous that you know they were priced super high, like a lot of those prices are starting to come down. Like people are working out deals with these people. Like those PlayStations are getting out. Like scalpers don't want to hang on to 20 PS5s. Those PS5s are getting out on the market. The other thing that's really important, I think probably the best argument against making cross-gen first-party titles is that the biggest selling point of the PS5 is the SSD and like the speed at which it can do things. Like I can't wait to stream freaking Ratchet and Clank this week because it really showcases what the PS5 can do. Yeah. Right? Like being able to like render a totally different environment in a second, like that's insane. And for them to like remove the ability for games like God of War, which is a flagship game, to be able to do that is a huge
Literally.
mistake, I think. So
That's like, yeah, like that's like the Switch Pro coming out, not having any revamped games for it. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna not get that. It's like you obviously they put Breath of the 2 on it and make it a better version than you could have ever had on the Switch, and that's your incentive to buy it. If you don't have an incentive to buy a new console, it's like, what are they even doing right now?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there has to be something. So they're just being dicks again. Like I don't even know what to say. They're kind of being dicks purposely, and it seems like they're not going with the crowd. Like we had predicted, I think, in the podcast that they were maybe going to play ball in some degree, but it looks like they're not going to fucking play ball. They're fucking dicks, and they make good games,
fucking
but like they
dicks.
make great games.
Uh,
But I
Remember,
think we're
though,
going to
that
see an individual treehouse on them, like at
yeah,
some
we
point.
will.
Sony and Microsoft, right? It's the big three being Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft.
Mhm.
Sony
Yeah.
and Microsoft are multifaceted tech conglomerates.
True, they're not just
They
gaming
have
companies like
income coming
Nintendo
from
is.
other
Yeah.
sources.
Yeah.
Nintendo has to stay ahead of that curve
Yeah.
because that's all they're doing, as far as I know.
People don't even think about that when they're like, "Oh, what's a better gaming company?" Nintendo only makes games, of course
Right.
they're better. That's like saying like this guy only makes ice cream. Like, of course his ice cream is better. That's all he does with his life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Ben and
But-
Jerry.
Ben and Jerry, this is their lives.
My
But
heroes.
that's why Nintendo will always not be technologically as high. No money, no whatever, no auxiliary companies, and not dealing drugs on the side like Sony. Like
No
they're
offshore
literally-
banking and shell
and
companies.
also,
Oh
yeah,
my
we
God.
talked about it too a while back. How they're the only company right now who makes their own hardware as well. So they're
Yeah.
putting everything into their company, including all their ideas and heart and soul and money, to hit zero just to make games that like will, and they do great for themselves. They go down to zero or even lower sometimes, but then they pop back up based on their fun factor. Sony and Xbox,
Yeah.
they really need to like, because Xbox is at a loss half the time when it's making its games. It's like, okay, I don't even know why it does gaming. Like, Bill Gates doesn't he just like making money, and now he's making like the Xbox like literally doesn't make money. I don't even understand. Just on games, you said, right? So it's like they must be doing this for some reason. Like, I don't know. They must
Well,
believe in it in
Xbox
some
Game
way.
Pass model is ingenious.
But is it made out of laziness for their own creations? That's the other thing I was thinking about. I was like, Game Pass is incredible, but it's like giving you a plethora of old library and new library stuff to make you like infinitely play and make it look like they have more games.
Yeah,
But,
well,
like, are they
that's a
doing
great
that so they don't
point.
have to
Instead of
be as
like
creative?
coming up with like unique shit, they're just
Yeah.
buying companies and having them do
Yeah.
it. And Microsoft is
Not
notorious
bad.
for accidentally or on purpose killing companies that they buy. So like
Rare.
yeah,
Fucking rare.
yeah.
Rick Rare.
So
Yep.
so we'll see what happens. I mean, Bethesda, like they're going hard with Bethesda. And that's
We'll see
really
if
cool.
that yields
And again,
anything.
well,
Yeah.
it already is, and we'll talk about that in a
Yeah.
minute. In fact, let's
Okay,
get into
yeah,
the
yeah.
stuff. So
Let's get into that. Let's get
Um,
into the juice.
yeah, we're 35 minutes in. We haven't even touched an
It's
announcement.
a good one though.
Yeah. So day one, we had the Ubisoft Forward. We
Hit
had
us with
the
it.
Far Cry season 6, Far Cry 6, like
Gives a shit.
gameplay reveal and everything. I agree. I think every Far Cry game is the same, but some people really
Same.
like them.
One had
They-
dinosaurs, I think.
They also showed the season pass, which the season pass they did look like they were doing some unique stuff with like the DLC. It looks like they're revisiting some like previous Far Cry scenarios and having you basically like play from the other
cool.
side of the perspective, right? So you're like the bad guys and shit.
So if you're already a Far Cry fan or you like bargain bin games, you're gonna love this one.
Yeah,
This is
about
all,
right.
Far Cry is always like a $10 game.
Yeah.
Like every time I go to GameStop, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
look, it's five.
Then you
bucks
had
now.
Rainbow Six Extraction, which looked like Rainbow Six's Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but the people love Rainbow Six
Uh-huh.
Siege. They like everyone is like that server is humongous.
Mhm.
It's like literally like Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood coming out.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if it's going to be enough of a pull
Yeah.
to bring people to the next gen. These online like player bases are massive right
Mhm.
now for the current ones. Siege
Yeah.
is humongous. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Siege has been big for a long time.
Yeah.
They also showed Mario Rabbids Spark of Hope, which is the second Mario Rabbids game. Looks cool.
Cool.
I mean, like I haven't
Yeah.
played the first one. I've heard really good things. Not
Heard good
really my
things.
style of game, but it looks
XCOM.
Yeah.
really good. For what it
It's an
is.
XCOM like, yeah.
This one I thought was
I can play those on some occasion. Like I'm
Mhm.
playing one with Alex right now. I'm playing Gears
Yeah.
Tactics,
Oh,
and
nice.
and I've played the Sentinels of Freedom game that
Mm,
ties into what Adam does. But like it's not my kind of game, but I can recognize cool.
Well, I was
And
talking.
Mario Rabbids is pretty dope.
Yeah, I was
Rabbids
talking to
is super
Chamali about it yesterday when they were doing the announcement, and my whole thing is I really enjoy that style of combat, or like, you know, like a tactics style RPG
Yeah.
in limited doses. But when it's
Yes.
like when it's one battle after another and nothing in
It gets
between,
tedious.
it gets really
Yeah.
tedious and stressful.
Tedious.
That's why I really like the Shining Force games, because they're a traditional you know, JRPG, but the battle system is
At least you get a
tactics.
story to break it
Yeah.
up, so it feels
Yeah.
like it's all you're being fed.
And you can like walk
Yeah.
around and explore the world, go to shops, like, you know, things like that. You can't do that in most of these
Yeah.
like just straight up, you know, hardcore tactics games.
Right.
That being said, Nintendo is famous for making games that no one really wants to play normally, like golf, racing, like tennis, all the shit, which are good games, but like no one's like, oh, I love tennis games when the next tennis game comes out. Yeah,
Gotta
but
get the next.
you put the Mario spin on it,
Mhm.
and you're like, oh, so like a lot of my friends had played the original Mario and Rabbids XCOM thing, and they're like, okay, this is actually good. Like I don't like this type of game, but like I really like this.
Yeah.
So this is one I'm gonna pass on for sure, but I think that is actually gonna be better than we think it is.
I'm looking. I'll be honest. I'm looking forward to watching Game Grumps play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
I'll definitely watch a bunch of YouTubers play this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exciting for that.
Godfall is coming to PS4, which is sad because it was a PS5 exclusive.
Wait, Godfall is the Skyrim / Breath of the Wild. Wait, what is it?
Godfall is like Destiny, but with like swordy
never mind.
boys and like, you know, fucking really fancy looking helmets. I don't know. It
So
doesn't
Destiny
look that
Bungie.
good. I heard it
Fancy
was
looking helmets.
it wasn't.
Ugh.
It got really critically panned, and you know, I think they think that they're gonna sell more if they put it on PS4. I don't know.
That sounds suspect.
Yeah.
No, we're all moving up. in the
Riders
world.
Republic. This game kind of looked interesting. I'm not really into like snowboarding games kind of thing anymore. Like the last one I played
Oh
was
my
like
God.
Cool Borders or
1080
like
School, dude.
1080
Cool.
Cool
snowboarding.
Borders.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1080 was okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it was good.
But the one thing that I will say about this game is like it's got every single kind of like extreme sport racing you could think of. You've got like, you know, like the glider suits, and you've got like, you know,
Huh.
you're
Just like
snowboarding
hardcore
and like
pilot wings.
sure, yeah, okay, yeah, but like only like extreme sports stuff. So like, you know, like longboards and snowboards and, you know, whatever, any other
Boards
kind
and
of like
bad boards.
extreme sport
Boards and
racing that
bad
you
boards.
could do,
Bad
they're doing it. So that
That
looks
triggered
kind of
me
interesting.
That triggered me to want a Pilot Wings remake now, or a new Pilot Wings.
What's the
I
last
love
one? Was
that-
it a 3DS? Was probably the last one?
3DS. That was
I think there is
like
one
I
on.
didn't even play that one. I still play the N64 one, and I still have that one.
64 was the one. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I really like that game. I like went for all the
We
golds and
reviewed
whatever.
back when we did the feature games, and all three of the hosts played the game on a weekly basis.
Remember that?
We did the Pilot Wings from the original Pilot Wings on Super
Well,
Nintendo.
I have that too. That is
Yeah.
crap. I hate that. Did you guys
That is
say pretty much
crap.
that? Or
There's some aspects of it that I really like, but it's very hard.
it's one that I forget I have all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like the original Star Fox, where you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that I don't like
Yeah,
this as
I've
much
got
as
that
64.
right. Yeah. For
And
sure.
64 tweaked so many things to perfection.
Mhm.
What else?
Watchdog Legions DLC was also announced.
What?
I
That's
mean-
DLC for a game that came out 3 years ago.
Watchdog Legions came out 6
Oh.
months ago.
Legions, never mind. I don't know. Was that the third Watch Dogs?
Yes, it is. And it's the one where you can like recruit literally any NPC in the game. Like honestly, the concept of this game's pretty cool, but
Well, I feel like you spread yourself that thin, you're gonna end up.
Too, yeah.
and that's
falling
that's
short of
kind
people.
of like the big you know, criticism that I hear from it.
That's all I hear is like the
yeah.
concept great, execution too thin. Yeah.
We got another Just Dance, of course. Ubi's always gonna do
Naturally,
Just
why wouldn't
Dance.
we? It's their big money. It's their big
Got
maker.
some
Right.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC coming.
Whatever.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Completely
it looks
whatever.
cool. Well, no,
DLC garbage.
yeah. Well, so my opinion of those games, the Assassin's Creed, is they come out with so many of them. Why do we need DLC?
Right.
You know?
Why do we need?
Yeah.
I would
That
like a
being
remake
said-
of the original. Ooh,
Sure, yeah.
Right.
really
That'd be cool.
That being said, this stuff does look
really
cool. Like
cool.
they've got like the Siege of Paris in it, which
Ooh.
is, you know, like the biggest Viking siege ever.
Just watch the show Vikings.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I said. I
The show
actually
is
said that
great.
while I was live commenting on stream yesterday. I was like, you know, like I'm never gonna play this game, but like
Yeah.
that episode of Vikings was fucking sick.
Yeah. I like that show more than Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I do too.
Because it's
Me too.
historically accurate, and it's like the characters are like more real. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this
And
is
I've been to
actually
one
what
of
they
the
would
filming
do.
locations.
Oh wow, that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Nice.
they film at Loughtay in
Fucking
Ireland,
beautiful.
which is this
Oh.
beautiful, beautiful black lake.
Yeah, I
and
was
we
always
had to
wondering
drive
where that
through
shit
the
was.
boondocks and absolutely trash a rental car to get there.
Ah,
Nice.
It was well worth it, and
that would be absolutely worth it. Holy shit.
yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah.
They showed
Watch
off
that show
a
if you
new
haven't, guys.
Rocksmith game, which
Is that the one where you can plug a real guitar in?
Whoa, that's
it looks
crazy.
kind of rad, honestly. Like
that sounds
I'm
awesome.
it like
torn
teaches you
because,
how to
like,
play guitar. Yeah.
Right.
Do you have a fake
on the
guitar
one hand,
option?
huh?
Is there an option for fake guitar also?
I
don't
don't think with
think so.
Rocksmith.
I think this one's
Rocksmith
designed
is-
to
yeah.
to
That's
teach
really
you how to play an
badass.
instrument, which is like as a teacher, I love that.
Yeah.
We're being
Yeah.
told it's only real guitars.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something I really like about that, but also I'm like, unplug and go take a lesson, would you please?
I disagree.
But we are.
I disagree.
We are in COVID
I
times.
disagree. Well,
I know.
so, but also like, you know, I could have, for instance, let's use myself as an example.
Please
Back
do.
in the day, I started taking guitar lessons, and then I couldn't afford them anymore, and I stopped playing
okay.
guitar. You know,
Fair.
and I never picked it back up again. Well, that's not entirely true, but I also like, I mean, I picked it up maybe once or twice, but I still never learned how to play the
This will
guitar.
surely
You
be
know?
like a $200
Yeah.
game though.
And
This
sure,
would be-
sure,
yeah.
it'll be
With him in
expensive.
town.
It'll be expensive
Yeah.
to start, but once you've got it, you've got it,
Then
and you don't have
yeah.
to continue paying for lessons.
And then free
which
DLC
can be
would be
expensive.
really cool for it, just to update
So-
it and stuff.
Maybe this is just my personal headspace, right?
Mhm.
I picked up a guitar for the first time at age 15.
Nice.
I still play and gig with that guitar now. I've never once taken a lesson.
Damn.
Well, and some people can do
kids
that,
these
Zach.
days
I
don't
cannot
know
do
how to
that.
do that.
I
Yeah.
can't do that. I'm not that
Yeah.
musical. My brother can do that. My brother,
Right.
super talented musically. He never took a guitar lesson in his life. He did learn how to play the piano as a child, but like I got guitars and like started like taking lessons, and he just picked it up and figured out how to fucking play it. Like,
Yeah.
that's not everyone can do that. Like he's
Right.
gifted talent. You know, he's got the musical talent. I don't. Like I actually need those lessons.
Sure.
You know, so
Yeah.
You're
So I
getting
guess,
it, in other
okay.
words.
So I'm there. Rocksmith, great.
Yeah.
That's
For the
cool.
people who need it,
That's a win.
let's
That's
make
a
that
win.
a product. That's
yeah,
that's a good
and
product.
it's also
Okay.
a very fun way to
sold.
do it because it's like playing
Yeah.
guitar Hero,
Absolutely. It's
you
like
know,
Guitar Hero, but you
with a
know,
real guitar.
with a
I
real
would
guitar.
hope there's a multiplayer plug.
Which is something I always begged for when Guitar Hero was a thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually,
Now the highlight, quote unquote, of the Ubisoft show was the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game.
Who's this a highlight for?
People who
Right.
like
Hey, give
you
us
know,
a second Avatar
like
movie. We don't really
tall,
need a
skinny
game.
blue people. I don't know. It. Yeah. Here's the thing. I mean, they announced this game a long time ago.
Is
It's
James
supposed to be
Cameron
this
on
awesome game. James Cameron probably is in on it. Who gives a fuck
Okay.
about Avatar though? Like Unobtainium, man. Like,
That,
come
okay,
on.
That
To be
dude, this
fair-
came out when I was a junior in college. This movie
Yeah.
is fucking 12 years old. Now they're making a game.
The A1000 animatronics that Disney has put into Avatar Pandora Navi River Journey are phenomenal.
Okay. Did
That
they put him in
movie
this
has
game?
spurred Disney to improve their animatronic technology.
Huh.
Other than that, like irrelevant.
Very
Yeah,
relevant.
I mean, well, so there
Irrelevancy.
are 2 sequel movies to the original Avatar coming out soon, but like also like,
12 years
really-
later.
God, yeah, like
I don't know if I
a
wanna
very
see the
long
movie
time
for
after.
4
I think
hours for
you're-
anything not
12
Lord of the
years
Rings.
is maybe accurate.
Yeah.
maybe
It's either
11
12
years.
Or more. It might be here. Someone give us a factor. When did Avatar come out?
Like you, dude, you might be right
I guess
about
it's
12 years.
2009. I think 2009.
Yeah.
I can't read what he's
12
saying.
years. Yeah, 12 years is
12
accurate.
years.
Dude, you nailed it.
So, way to go,
yeah.
Ubisoft. You're being irrelevant.
You're irrelevant. That's their
Unobtainium.
highlight.
Come on.
Yep.
Unobtainium.
Get the fuck out of here.
White people are evil. We get it. Now every time I see, since Avatar, like now every time I see a white person who's not just like good looking, I'm like, that's the bad guy.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's a little shorter than everyone else. He's a bad guy. He's white. Like, that's what I learned from that movie. I was like, yeah,
Oh
white
my
people
God,
are bad.
that's so funny.
And now I learned to
Moving
figure
on.
out. Moving on. Anyway.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So accurate.
All right,
though.
so after the Ubisoft, we had the Devolver digital event, which if you've never watched a Devolver show, I recommend you check them out. They're very funny. Devolver, if you don't know who they are, they're a company that publishes indie games. And they've published some of my favorite indie games, including Katana Zero.
Chef's kiss.
And yeah, excellent fucking game. And they've got almost like, I mean, they call it the Devolver Cinematic Universe. Like the last 4 years in a row, they've had these like crazy, outlandish shows. Like they're super fun. And then they also show off their games, right? The one game that they had a couple good looking games, but the one game that really stood out to me is a game called Trek to Yomi. Which of course it did for me because it's a samurai game. It's a side scroller. It's black and white. It's very cinematic. Very Akira
That's cool.
Kurosawa.
That's cool.
It looks fucking
now you're
sick.
hitting. Side-scrolling black and white samurai fucking game. What is this like? What does it
looks
feel
awesome.
like? Though?
It's
looks
apparently
awesome.
it's just Paul's birthday because that is
Does it come out
Yeah,
near
it's
my
really
birthday? When does it come out?
no, I'm just saying
Yeah, it's like
you
your
speak
dream.
dog.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all.
Excited
I
about
mean,
indies,
there were
yeah.
several good-looking indie games that they showed off. That's the one that really stood out to me. I didn't list all the rest just because we're already, going real long.
One of my
and
predictions failed. That means no Child of Light 2. I'm kind of sad about that, but they might have just not care about the IP anymore. Fuck.
And no
possible.
Katana Zero 2 either.
No Katana Zero 2, which was, or at least the DLC was like mentioned. So like, remember they mentioned there was gonna be like a separate chapter, there's like a whole area you can't access.
Yeah.
Like there's like literally an entire area that they're just like, that's for the next game or some shit. And I'm like, okay. What the fuck?
Well, then we moved into today.
Tell us the
And
juice.
Microsoft / Bethesda announced 800,000 games.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
All of which are shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Most
Well,
of
so the
which
big one that they
are
opened up the
5%.
show with was Starfield, right? Which we've been waiting for information on this game for goddamn ever. They didn't show much, but what they did show looked great. Everything was allegedly in engine. But
When's
they
that
didn't
drop
show.
date?
Oh,
No drop date?
There is a drop date. Like they didn't like obviously say like, hey, it's dropping on this date, but like there's like an obvious like, I know I just said it wasn't obvious, but it kind of was. So like you see like the pilot's screen, right?
Okay.
And it like types out 11/11/22 on there.
Which
Fuck.
so it comes out on my anniversary.
That's cool.
Powerful. All right.
11
I will be
plus
playing that on
11
first day
is
it's available.
22.
There you go. So Zach's gonna play Starfield. This
Instead of
is
celebrating his anniversary.
an Xbox
I would be
exclusive,
killed.
That'd be terrible.
which we expected.
Xbox exclusive. Good. I didn't want to play it anyway. Sounds
Well,
great.
it'll probably be on. I'm sure it'll
Game
be on
Pass.
PC too.
That's true. They're good like that.
Yeah,
They're
and
good
it's
like
Game
that.
Pass day one.
Very fair.
Yeah. I kind of. There's not a whole lot. Let's try and rapid fire some of these. Just
I'm
about
sure you
everything is Game Pass day one. So we got
How
like.
did Back 4 Blood end up looking?
If you like Left 4 Dead, it looks
Which I do.
fan-fucking-tastic.
Okay, so
But
that'll
you also
probably
still
be
might like
up.
Left 4 Dead better.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
So
I think Left 4
is such a
Dead.
gold standard.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's
gold standard,
we should
yeah.
talk about gold standard games at some point, but
That's a good one
now
too.
is not that time. Left 4 Dead is such a gold standard that
I
it's going
think-
to be hard to match up
yeah.
to that.
I don't
Like,
think
I
so.
would
I think Left 4 Dead feels dated, and I think
I think that.
But
I think
everyone
that
I know plays
Vermintide-
I
that.
love it.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
Warhammer Vermintide 2 is a better Left 4 Dead than Left 4 Dead is, and I think this game looks better than both of those. Like I think
All I
it
know
does,
is it is
and
like
it's made by the same people who made the
it's
original
like
Left 4 Dead.
pe-
I
it's
think it's a
okay.
win-win here.
I,
All right.
I know, but it's like how people still play Smash tournaments in Melee. They're just like,
Okay,
this is
yeah.
the best one. It doesn't even matter. I know Ultimate is literally a better game, but it's not a better game. Like that's literally like how everyone who plays Left 4 Dead. Same with the Rainbow Siege people. Like they're not willing to upgrade. So it might
Well,
literally
so-
be a better game in every way for us, but for those people that are absorbed in this Left 4 Dead 2 lifestyle, it's like they might not care. I'm just
Yeah.
expecting. I'm
This
not
is-
sure what to expect.
This is definitely something we can go deeper on at some other point.
Yeah,
For
because I
sure.
can get
I
some,
like the gold standard topic. That's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Back for Blood, Game Pass, Contraband, which apparently is from the makers of Just Cause, which
Cool.
is cool.
It's a game.
Sea of Thieves is doing a Pirates of the Caribbean crossover, which is kind of
Why
cool.
not?
Yeah.
Everyone loves that game. I don't play it, but more power to
Yeah.
them. I like that kind of
Um,
style. And rare. It's rare, so I love them.
Yeah.
you know,
So
even though they're not
we
what they were.
previously got the Battlefield 2042 like reveal, like
Mhm.
gameplay or trailer reveal during today's Microsoft Bethesda stuff. They did a well, I guess it was Microsoft at this point. They did a Battlefield 2042 gameplay. Looks cool. Looks like the next Battlefield game. So that's
Yeah.
fine.
People always like those.
Cool.
Yes. A game called 12 Minutes, which
Does it take
looks
exactly 12 minutes to play?
this
'Cause
is
that's
no.
the case.
So this 12
much
minutes
for it.
has like a. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chamali, but this is the one with like Willem Dafoe and, yeah. Who are the other
Did we
people?
just see a Willem Dafoe
Daisy
gamer?
Ridley, Willem Dafoe, and Home Skillet. That's in everything. James McAvoy.
I'm gonna
Are-
go on a limb and say I don't like it when they use actors in video games. I
I
think it
don't
fucking-
either, but that's another
I don't like it.
another tangent for another day.
I know. I know.
That is a
Especially when
huge
you're
tangent.
jamming 3 into the same game just to fucking sell it. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
and it's like a
fucking sell
time
your
loop
game.
thing. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe
And it's
loves
all
being in
what's
games.
weird is it's like top down. Like
Oh,
it just in
bizarre.
like a single room. It's weird looking. I don't know.
Peculiar.
We got some Psychonauts 2 stuff. Game Pass
Ooh,
day one.
Cool.
That's good. I'm getting that.
Uh-huh.
Game Pass day
Yeah.
1, you say?
I'll get that. That's really
yeah,
good.
I'm in.
Psychonauts 2.
Um,
This game has been expected since 2005, 2006.
Yeah, long time.
Mhm.
Really long. Damn.
Let's see what else.
Bunch of Bethesda stuff
Bunch of
coming
to
Bethesda
Game
Pass
stuff.
today.
So more Fallout
Okay.
76 expansions. No one,
No
I
one
didn't know
likes that
anyone was
game.
playing that still.
My buddy Chris is
Yeah.
whatever.
Apparently
Another
shit.
Elder Scrolls Online expansion.
Dumb.
A game
Boo.
called Party Animals, which is just a silly
Sorry.
looking
Mario
party
Party.
game.
Probably fun.
Somerville, don't even remember what that was.
There's no Beyond Good and Evil 2 on that list.
You know what? So it's funny you say that because I didn't see like any official Beyond Good and Evil stuff, but they were showing. I was like
Ooh.
in between some shows. I saw some Beyond Good and Evil 2 gameplay that I'd never seen
What?
before, and I was commenting on it during my stream yesterday. But it looks rad. But I
Dude,
don't know where it came
oh.
from. Like I don't know where the official source was, when it was announced. Like if it was
Well, maybe
announced
we'll get
recently, if it
tomorrow
was
or
like a
Tuesday.
stealth thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I wonder if it's not announced because it could be a collab. It could be like a Nintendo
could
thing
be.
too. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly. Like,
have no
but I'm very
idea.
excited. If that comes out, I'm very excited for that.
yeah.
That's yeah. The dog's named after the main character, so
Oh,
There you
there you
go.
go.
Jade.
Yep.
Halo Infinite Holiday 2021 release, multiplayer free to play.
Multiplayer is free to play.
Okay, like
What?
whatever. There are better multiplayer games. Moving on.
Yeah.
Diablo 2 Resurrected this.
I mean, if you're
September.
talking about gold standards, a lot of people think that Halo
Yeah, I know.
multiplayer is the gold standard
Yeah,
of
we'll-
like
yeah.
shooters.
we'll
Agreed.
dive into
Agreed.
that in
Agreed.
a few weeks. But
I like this
Uh,
gold standard topic.
yeah,
Diablo 2 remastered.
Resurrected.
Oh wait, resurrected. What does
It's
that
going to
mean?
be a hard. I'm gonna have a hard time staying my wallet on that one.
I'm not gonna do
I love
it.
Diablo 2. I don't want to do it again.
I'm not gonna
don't,
do it
man.
again, and that's not because I don't think it's gonna be awesome. I do think
This
it's gonna
is
be
so
awesome.
awesome.
It's because
Another gold
it's
I
standard
too
don't
big
game.
of a
lose my
Diablo
job.
2.
exactly. I don't want to lose my wife. I
nah.
don't want to live under a bridge.
I feel like the people that would want that game are like our people, and like they're all like, dude, I already bought that game 12 times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
exactly what it's. I'm sorry, Blizzard, but I think that's what's
Wait.
going to
So
happen
is it
for
just
you.
the remaster?
Yeah, that's the Diablo 2 remaster.
Just the
Yeah, I was
remaster,
surprised we
okay.
didn't see any.
Diablo 5? You know, like fuck.
Yeah, right.
Like, hello.
I think it's 4.
Well, they've been
that
doing.
they're
There's
on.
Diablo
is it
4
4?
merch. Like
Yeah.
Felicia Day's been modeling for
I should-
Diablo
Yeah,
4 merch.
we have seen a little bit of Diablo 4, but to me, it doesn't look good. Like, I mean, it doesn't look like much different from the Diablo 2.
It's gonna be better than mobile Diablo.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What a
you
horrible
know what's
mistake.
funny is I hear that's actually really good.
Really?
Yeah,
it's
I
probably
hear
good,
I
you
hear the
know,
mobile
it's
one's really good. They're like
I wouldn't doubt
they've
it.
already been doing like the closed alpha and stuff for it.
Gross.
Plague Tale Requiem. So there's another Plague Tale game. I didn't play the first one, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah.
So that's more to look forward to. Far Cry 6 again.
What?
Dude,
The
I'm
fuck?
telling you, like,
Dude, that's so why do they
there's
do
so many
that?
games that were like shown off multiple times.
They understand we don't like that just to fill
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it
Yeah.
is.
Slime Rancher 2, which
Nope.
looks weird.
Nah,
I don't know
don't
what the
care.
fuck it is. Didn't play the first
the name
one.
alone. Ukulele
Uh,
5.
Shredders, which is another snowboarding game. Looks fine.
okay.
It looks very,
Changing
very like
sort of place, yeah.
hyper realistic snowboarding. Atomic Heart, don't know what that is. Replaced a pixel art game. Again, like so many of these things blend together. Like I don't remember all of these. So some of these were just rapid firing. Grounded expansion. Grounded's that it's like Honey I Shrunk the Kids
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
MMO
That one,
kind
yeah.
of thing.
What the actual
So
fuck?
there's expansion for that. Among Us 15 player, who gives a fuck?
There's an actual
My
shit.
students, apparently.
Yeah,
Hey, Chad,
Eowyn
that
Chronicles.
thing is diminishing in relevance.
Ooh.
Like Among Us is going to go away
Yeah.
real fast.
I don't
Well,
know.
it wasn't
I mean,
even
there's still-
popular until 2 years after its launch, and now it's
Correct.
like just a boom because of COVID.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Right.
right.
Exactly.
Oh my God,
students
I
have
can
given
play
up
this
on
with all
it.
my
They don't care about it
friends.
anymore.
Mhm.
It's a kids game, and kids get bored fast.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kevin,
It's a Roblox.
15 players,
Kevin in the
it's gonna be
chat
tough, I
says
think.
that Slime Rancher was fun. So sorry for talking shit on Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher 2 could be good. It's weird. It's like a first person, like you vacuum up slimes and stick them in like a box or something. I don't understand it. But
Sounds
maybe
kinda like-
we need
Yeah.
to look more into that. Apparently, it's fun. Eowyn
Yeah.
Chronicles. So this is a game that people have been waiting for a long time. It is the
Mhm.
spiritual successor to Suikoden. The Suikoden.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Um,
cool.
And so it got delayed, but apparently till next year, I believe, or no, till 2023 is when it's
Okay.
delayed to.
Ouch.
But they're releasing like a prequel or something like that. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
And that's coming out next year.
Strange.
Yeah. So
Sounds
Maybe they
vaguely
cut-
Jay and Silent Bob to me.
They might
Yeah.
have made it too
well,
long.
and
like,
also
cut it apart or something.
Bloodstained. Bloodstained
Yeah.
did this too,
Yeah.
where like the main game that got kickstarted wasn't ready by the launch date, but then they released like the 8-bit ones that were really freaking good. Yeah. So
So we'll see. Maybe it'll work out for him.
yeah, and it still looks awesome. Eowyn Chronicles looks awesome. I never played Suikoden, but one of my best friends who just made partner on Twitch, my homie Pete,
awesome.
he's obsessed with those games, so I'm sure he's very excited about that. The Ascent, don't know what that is.
Age of
Let's be real.
Empires
Age-
4.
What?
Like,
Okay, the
how long has
Ascent
it
is
been?
a twin stick shooter. Age of Empires 4, yeah, that's fine if you like Age of Empires games. Not my bag
I
of
did in
tea,
high
but
school.
like
I
I
don't care
actually
about
would
it
play
now.
that.
it looks
If there's a
good.
free demo,
Yeah.
I'll at least try it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
if
looks
there's a demo,
good.
I'll give it a shot for
Those are
sure.
fun background noise games.
Well,
you know?
there was a Star Wars one that was pretty cool. It was Galactic
Was it Star-
Battlegrounds, I
Oh,
think.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was Age of
yeah, I
Empires
think
2,
you're
but
right.
with Star Wars. It was
Oh
think I
yeah, I
remember
do
my buddy
remember
playing
that
that.
game. That game was actually pretty rad. What was that
Well,
called?
then
No, it wasn't Empire
StarCraft is
War.
just cooler. Isn't StarCraft
It
just a
was,
cooler
called
version?
Galactic Battlegrounds.
Yes, but Galactic
Okay,
Battlegrounds. That's right.
Yeah.
You nailed
Yep.
it. Yeah, that was
Nice.
good.
snot out of that in high
So
school.
Outer Worlds 2, this one they debated
Ooh.
the hell out of people with the announcement for this, because like they opened it up and it looked like Fable, right? And then like it then changed genres completely, like 3 different genres, and then they're talking about it and they're like, well, the reason we're doing it blah 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 is this game doesn't exist, like we haven't done anything yet, like nothing's
Ooh.
yeah. So but then they're like, guess
Wow.
what it
That's
actually
fucking
is?
stupid.
Outer Worlds 2. And so
You know how much happier they would have been if it was Fable 4? Like, are you
Oh, dude.
joking?
yeah, well,
Why aren't they doing their best titles? Like, ugh.
so
knows?
what I think is they announced Fable 10 months ago, right? And
Did they? Fable
yeah.
4? Oh, I must
yeah,
have talked
well,
about
it's
that.
just called Fable. It's a I think
Uh.
total reboot.
Xbox
right.
likes to do that. Just take the
And-
letter off, the number
I,
off.
yeah, and I just think that they didn't have anything to show yet, like nothing. Like I don't like. Chamali brought up a good point when we were watching this live, is that they don't want to do the same thing they did with Halo Infinite,
Mhm.
because Halo Infinite got dragged through the mud after their initial reveal of it, and that's why they delayed it and all that stuff. So I would assume something similar is going on with Fable. Because it wasn't announced at all, or it wasn't shown off
Well,
at
that's-
all.
Peculiar.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting that to be like kind of a big one. So
Yeah.
that's
they
like
might
a
do like their
yeah.
own thing just for
That's
that.
that's a back pocket game for them for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
They announced Flight Simulator DLC, including a Top Gun DLC for Microsoft Flight Simulator,
What?
which looks
So
rad,
Microsoft
honestly.
Flight
Awesome.
Simulator actually becomes a game. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's exciting. Forza Horizon 5. Now, when they initially showed this game, I was like, don't care.
Is that the one
Um,
that has the Lego mode?
Oh my
it's
god.
got, I don't know if it's got a Lego mode, but it's got a ton of really cool modes. Like it's got like basically like a game creator mode. Like you can create
Very
your
cool.
own modes.
Oh, cool.
Like
Okay.
it, like
Yeah,
I
that's
was
dope.
actually starting to get sold on it. Like towards the end of the trailer, I
presentation.
was like, wow, this
Yeah.
actually looks cool. Also, it's probably like the most gorgeous game I've ever seen. Like graphically, it looks incredible. I'm not
Cool.
really into racing
Really
games
cool.
like that, but like
No,
this
I'm not
game
either,
does
but-
look rad, and
Yeah,
the
that's neat.
stuff that you can do. So that might be my first Forza game, honestly.
You know,
Yeah,
what game
like,
we you know
I
what
could
game we
get in
didn't
on
talk about?
Hmm.
Like speaking of creating your own shit, you know Nintendo announced that like game where you like basically code new games into I can't remember what it was called, like Nintendo Lab
Yeah.
or like something.
So-
Not Labo, but like
it was
so you create any game you want. Like
yeah, they
apparently.
announced it a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I forgot about that. We never
I-
really talked about
We
it.
didn't.
Well, maybe we'll find.
I think we're gonna see a full launch on it
if
on
if
Tuesday.
if they
Yeah,
show it
yeah,
off
exactly.
on Tuesday,
That's
we'll
what
talk
I
about it
thought.
next week for sure.
Yeah, but anyway, that just brought that up for me.
And then the final thing that they showed was a game called Redfall, which is like a vampire hunting game that looks vaguely Left 4 Dead-esque, and also
Whee!
also has powers. Like you got powers, so it's Left 4 Dead with powers and vampires.
BioShock means Left 4
Great,
Dead
wake me up when we can
Vampires.
play as the
Sure.
vampires.
So
Yeah,
it
seriously.
looked cool,
$20
but they
DLC.
didn't
Yeah.
show any gameplay. So
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah,
trailer's
we'll
cool,
get back to you on that
no
one.
gameplay. Don't care until you show me gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
need to
here
see
you go,
gameplay.
Josh. This is where we
Give
get
it to
into the
me, Neil.
superhero stuff that I'm a little apprehensive about.
All right,
Square
So,
Enix,
here we
Yeah.
go.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
mhm.
I saw the gameplay. I just
Oh,
know it's gonna be.
dear.
I just know it's gonna be bad. Like,
It doesn't look good. Like, first of all,
Yeah.
all I've seen is the character designs.
yeah,
It
the character
look
designs are not
Like
clean.
garbage.
Yeah.
Can I
And what- this
pause you
game got a
guys
lo- okay,
before we just shit all over this game? I do agree with you on the character design. I think they look super, super, super generic. But I think in general,
Yeah,
like
it doesn't
the
look
gameplay
horrible.
doesn't look horrible. The graphics look good.
Yeah.
So let's use that as a baseline, and then we'll shit all
Okay.
over it.
The graphics is good. The graphics is good. The gameplay does look like you're able to basically do Guardians of the Galaxy,
Mhm.
the game. Like I was like, so whenever it's like not Superman 64, I'm like, okay, this is okay. Because again, the
Yeah.
gold standard for movie games is what? Lord of the Rings? Like I don't
Yeah, so
even
this
really
is
know.
not a
Yeah.
movie game.
It's not a movie.
Ah,
This is not
this
a movie.
comic.
Technically-
These are comic costumes. This is definitely
Yeah,
comic.
this
books.
is based off the comics Guardians. Well, this was something that we kind of talked about when this went on too. Is that like why
Chris Pratt
like
voice acting now?
very
No.
no, he's not.
Oh, okay.
Very clearly, like they picked the characters that are like the characters used in the movies.
Mhm.
And like they're you know, kind of like the aesthetic and everything is like definitely taken from the cinematic universe, but it's not, right? Like why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Why, like that's the Guardians everyone expects and everyone wants. They did the same thing with the Avengers thing, and I think
Yep.
that like it makes it less appealing. They
Yeah.
and again, they don't even look like,
Yeah.
they don't even look cool. They look like generic
If-
characters, which is
If
weird.
I want to play a comic book game, I'm
Batman.
busting out Marvel Ultimate
Oh,
Alliance 3.
that works too. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I'm
So
doing.
you want it to feel like sure, if it's on the comic, you want it to like feel like what you remember from the comics, right? But
Right.
like it's
Right.
coming off the cuff of these movies aren't that old, and the characters just
Yeah.
came out in Infinity War and all that shit, and like so a lot of those movies are humongous. Like a lot of people really
Yeah.
just remember.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna see, it's gonna feel wrong. Like exactly,
Yeah.
like you're gonna see the faces,
Exactly.
and you'll be like,
So-
It's not going to feel like a comic book,
Yeah.
and it's not going to feel like the movie.
yeah,
Getting back
it's
to
pretty
like the
in-between.
gameplay aspect,
Yeah.
the one thing that really was off-putting to me was that you only have full control of Peter Quill, and you
Oh, the rest are auxiliary. Ah.
yeah, the rest are like
No.
abilities that have cooldowns. So
Done.
you basically like
No,
have a
check play out.
cooldown on
Oh.
commands that you can give to the other guardians.
Dumb.
And so it's not even
So
like you could
stupid.
play it co-op where your friends could be the other guardians, which would be cool. No.
Yeah.
It's
It would have
just
made so much more sense to have the Dynasty Warrior mechanic where you can literally be like, okay, you go over there, fight those guys. I'm going to be Rocket for a second. I'm going to do this. Oh, cool. Peter was over there because I sent him there. Cool. Okay, we can now I'm
Yeah.
Gamora. Like, okay, cool. So keep switching. Like that is how you should have done it.
yeah.
Yep.
Making them cooldowns
I
is
agree.
like really bad.
It's weird. It's a
Like a
weird
no-brainer.
choice.
So
Other than
we'll-
that, the gameplay looks good. You know, like the Quill gameplay, the Star-Lord gameplay looks good, but like, what if I want to
Is
play
it-
with Drax? I can't.
I
I
wanna
can
play with
only
Drax.
just give
I
him
wanna play with
commands.
Groot.
I want to play with Drax.
Yeah.
Groot would be sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Groot and
Weird.
Smash.
So moving
Um,
on.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're staying on the superhero topic for a minute. Marvel's Avengers: War for Wakanda looks like a DLC.
Yeah.
for
And
free.
it's free.
Sorry guys, you borked the original release. Putting out DLC isn't going to save you.
Yeah. That's going to poop itself.
I haven't
Yeah.
played the game, so I can't comment, but I know that a lot of people feel the same.
I don't know that game exists until this moment. I'm not joking.
Yeah. So we also got an announcement because we've now gone into the Square Enix show. If you hadn't noticed,
I said Square Enix.
did you? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
remember. That's fine.
Here comes the juice, though.
So we got
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 1 through 6 coming to Steam and mobile.
Bravo.
Nice.
That's
Which is
really
good.
cool.
So good.
That's really cool. That's like
Yeah,
dropping all
That
the
is one
original
that I will
Pokemon
play
again.
on. I don't have very many games on my phone. I will play that on my phone.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Wait, it's on
Very
OS? Oh, or iOS? Damn, that's very
If
cool.
it's iOS, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
in.
which some of these games already are out on
I want it on the Switch.
Steam and mobile, but I'm sure they're just kind of like consolidating and
This
making
feels
sure that
like-
you've got like the quintessential version or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's not coming to the Switch. It's not.
They're already on the Switch. Like every fucking Final
Are
Fantasy
they?
game's on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, then
Yeah.
what are we even complaining about?
But no,
I don't know.
that news
Uh,
makes me very happy.
That's
Yeah.
cool though. Anything Final Fantasy.
Legend of Mana, they showed more of that, which is just a re-release of the Legend of Mana PS1 game.
Yep.
Hitman
Sounds
mobile game. Who
Don't care.
gives a fuck?
Cool.
Near
Shit.
mobile game. I will say this about the Near mobile game. It looks very
That's
similar
confusing.
to like the other Near games.
Which sounds
um,
like hard to see on your phone. There's like so much going on. I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's too much.
So
That's
that's
cool, then.
cool. And then Final Fantasy, the First Soldier, it's like a
Wait,
mobile BR. It's
not
like
what I
Final
thought.
Fantasy 7 Battle Royale on your phone or something.
So stupid.
Weird
That
choices
seems
here.
out there.
Give us the good one now. Or is there more?
Babylon's Fall, Life is Strange, True Color, and Stranger of Paradise Fall. So I will say this. I don't remember what Babylon's Fall was. I think it looked cool. I don't remember. Again, like a lot of the stuff started to blend together.
Yeah, when they release,
let me
when they
actually
announce
pull it
all
up.
this stuff all at once, you're kind of just like, trying desperately to remember what is thing.
Yeah.
There's only one game
sure.
I'm excited about, and you haven't said it yet, and that's been announced so far.
All right, well, we'll
So the final one on this list Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin
There it is. Yeah.
is a Final Fantasy game made by Team Ninja, which is the company that did obviously Ninja Gaiden, the Neo games.
Josh is nursing a semi again.
It's in a kind of like a Dark Souls-esque, like a Souls-like style. I will say this: the trailer wasn't super impressive.
It did not look fleshed out.
That's the thing, is it didn't look fleshed out. But there is a gameplay demo coming tomorrow to PS5. I'm gonna fucking stream this on Tuesday.
Is this gonna be an exclusive? We decided.
We don't know. We don't know if it's going to be exclusive, but the demo is PS5 exclusive. The demo is certainly a PS5 exclusive.
Don't do this to us. Yeah, I'll be really sad if we don't get that. And like, we still haven't gotten Final Fantasy VII Remake.
And so this is also the one thing to be noted about this too, is this seems to be based on Final Fantasy 1 characters, which is cool,
really cool.
Okay.
except for one strange choice that they made is they've like modernized like the costumes of these people and stuff. Like
They
they're
like
wearing
that
like
now.
button-down shirts.
Yeah.
I don't really like
So,
that personally, but
It looks like our
Final Fantasy people
producer is
like
telling
doing
us that Stranger of Paradise looks like it's coming to all major platforms except for Switch.
Woo!
fantastic.
Wait, so it's called Stranger Paradise? Wait, are these two separate games?
No, it's the Final Fantasy Origin
Fantasy
is the
Fantasy Origin.
subtitle. It's
Yeah.
Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin story
Okay.
or something.
I'm down with it. If it's coming to all major things, and steam it up, baby.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's go.
I'm done. I'm doing it. Let's go. Yeah, finally.
So
Why
that
don't they
wraps
wait
up the Square Enix show. That was some
Nice.
cool stuff.
Definitely.
The PC gaming show and the future game show were basically the same fucking show. A lot. They were long, and they showed a lot of PC games that looked the damn same. There were a couple games that stood out, so let's talk about those ones. There's one called Sacrifier, which is a terrible name, but the game looks rad. It's a
Whoa.
like 2.5D, like Octopath Traveler-esque looking art style. It looks really good. It looks really fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So that one kind of stood out to me for sure.
What's it called?
Sacrifier.
Oh yeah, I couldn't remember because
That's cool.
it's such a dumb name. But like, wait. What is this? Is this an indie? What is this? What is this?
It's
this
yeah, I think it's an indie game. Yeah.
When's this dropping?
Really pretty.
This looks
It's-
really good.
Doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
This is like this could have came out on the Super Nintendo, kinda, but like it looks better
yeah, but
now.
yeah,
why
but
not?
with 3D
But not,
graphic,
yeah.
like if they took
Yeah.
it well, like I said, it's like Octopath Traveler, like same
Yeah.
style of graphics. Like it's
Yeah.
like 3D but pixel art, which is really
that
sexy
looks
as hell.
Yeah, I like that a
Um,
lot. That
yeah.
looks really good.
There was two like World War II like Battlefield-esque games. They announced one of them I completely forgot about because it looked really fucking plain, and they didn't like nothing like stood out about this game at all. But then they announced another game called Enlisted, which did stand out. Like it definitely has like a Battlefield feel to it, but like way more in depth, and like actually looked like a really good like World War II sim.
Nice. That's awesome.
So that looked cool. There was a kind of Metroidvania looking pixel art game called Gasalt Steam and Cinder. That kind of stood out. And another game called Eldest Souls, which looks like kind of like a pixel art top-down Dark Souls.
Eldest Souls is like literally like hard not to say Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that's really.
That is
Yeah.
Someone's gonna
close.
get grumpy.
Someone's gonna get upset about that one.
Yeah. So those
That's
were the
something
standout
interesting.
games. There was a ton, honestly, if you want to like, I mean, if you're interested in those
That's
shows,
okay.
just go back and rewatch them. There was a ton of stuff, and like everything just started to blend together.
Yeah.
Because it was like
Sacrifice
I
stands
feel
out
like
for
I'm
me.
watching the same thing over and over again. So
Yeah.
we marked down the ones that at least
So out of
stood
those
out.
3 good games out of 100 shit. We got the Samurai game, we got Final Fantasy Origins, we got Sacrifier.
But
Yeah.
that's just the first 2 days, Josh. Like we, as
First half.
repeat viewers or listeners of this podcast, know the day that we're looking forward to is Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's only just
We're looking at, what did we say, a 45-minute presentation
Mhm.
from Nintendo, and then 3 hours or something like that of just
Yeah, the
footage?
tree house is like a 3 hour, like it's gonna be all gameplay
We're
stuff.
gonna get some
I'm gonna
crazy
cry.
stuff. And yeah, Josh and I will probably be reduced to tears at some
I'm gonna
point.
be crying the whole time. Oh my god.
So,
We'll
yeah,
see.
I'm really excited for that. Tomorrow,
will
I'm very
continue
excited
this
for as
discussion
well.
next week.
Indies,
Yeah.
very excited for Indies. I almost want to have an early podcast this week, do it on like Wednesday, but no.
well, okay, so hear me out. What if we did jump in on
Could do a live podcast.
on Tuesday night, right? Like Paul,
I'd be down.
While you're gaming, Josh and I are just disembodied voices, and we break it down.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
I wouldn't be mad about
and
that at
and
all.
I'll probably be streaming that Final Fantasy demo. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
and
good.
if not, like I
Well,
don't
we've
know
got the
how
circles
long
we
that
can- we're
demo
set
is
up
gonna
to do
be.
it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, we can do it. We'll do it.
We got the
We'll figure it
circles.
out.
Okay.
I'm happy to do that. But I mean, yeah, okay. We'll maybe do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The one thing like that I still am feeling from all this is that like it just doesn't feel like E3.
Yes.
Right. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It feels
So-
like just another release day or
Yeah.
announcement day.
Yeah. And maybe the next 2 days will prove me wrong, but like nothing
Not looking like it
that
so
I'm
far.
crazy excited about.
I
There's
think-
certainly some cool looking stuff, but nothing that
Yeah.
I'm like really excited about.
Everything good is like in indie form, which is crazy.
Yep.
And
But I'm
I
okay
think-
with that.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
very
really
okay
okay
with
with that. I think we're going to see way more good stuff tomorrow than we think we are.
Mhm.
I think we're going to see at least, I'm going to go ahead and say a generous 10 games that are going to be standouts in tomorrow's indie showcase. I know that's
Yeah.
crazy. I know that's crazy.
Maybe.
I want to hope for 10 games that are going to appeal to different people. But
Yeah.
Well, and
I'll
that's
say
another
handful.
thing is
I mean-
like there's definitely some cool looking stuff. In fact, I probably said this to Chamali like 5 or 10 times while we were watching the stuff earlier. I was like, this game looks cool for someone that is not me. Like I'm
Yep.
like
yeah, exactly.
this looks like a really
There's
great
not a
game
lot
that
for
I'm not
us,
interested
for the
in.
three of us.
You know, like this looks
Yeah.
like a really awesome game that I have zero interest in ever touching.
Mhm.
You know, so
Yeah.
there was a lot of that. So like, you know, everyone's got different opinions on games, I'm sure. But again, there's nothing that like, even if there's cool games, there's there's a dozen cool games on this list at least, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
nothing that's just like, god damn, like that's the game, like that's the one
That's
I've been
the
waiting
one.
for. Like I can't believe they did that. I can't believe
On the
like
Jason Hacks
Yeah.
on my other podcast, we have what we call, because we talk about board games, we talk about Doug games and Zach games.
Mhm.
And we have a similar situation on our show. There are no Zach games, no like overtly Zach games. There are no overtly Paul games, and there are no overtly Josh games on this list yet.
Yeah.
There
No,
are
yeah.
some-
There's no
some
game that I'm
cool
like
stuff.
shitting myself over. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sacrifice looks dope.
Sacrifice no, but
Probably
I
gonna
could
play it.
I
But
could
I'm-
not
like I
play
just
it
looked
and
at the
be fine
Kickstarter. I'm like,
too,
I'm
yeah.
not going to back a Kickstarter for it.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is fine. Yeah.
there you go.
No, totally. Yeah. Nothing. I want out the gate hot fire. You know,
Mhm.
fire. I wonder
spit
if
on
something.
fire.
I wonder if some games like a potential Katana 02 could be being held for the indie showcase.
Maybe,
I don't know.
yeah,
like,
but,
some of
but
these
you would
possible.
have thought that would have been during the Devolver showcase. Like Devolver's
It
not
would,
gonna put
yeah.
stuff
Devolver
during the
doesn't hold
indie
anything back.
stuff that they wouldn't have
you're
put in
right.
their own presentation.
But
You know,
we'll see.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Celeste 2, don't let me down. Hollow Knight 2, come on, fucking do it already. Like Hollow Knight's not even indie, is it? No, it's not even indie.
guys,
Is it?
let's wrap it up. We're at
Let's wrap it up.
like an hour 20 here.
Wrap it
So
before we tap it.
wrap-
Oh wow, we love it.
Before we tap. Oh
Anywho,
my god. Okay, guys, if you're
This
watching
has
us
been the My
live,
Little Pony
you're
auction. Oh.
You're on my channel, my Twitch channel, and I play video games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. On Saturdays, we always play a samurai game because it's Samurai Saturday, and then of course
Oh,
the
wow.
podcast here on Sunday nights, starting at 8 p.m. Central every week. If you're watching us on YouTube, please share the channel. We would
Sounds
really
like,
appreciate that. Get the name out there. And if you want to yell at me on Twitter, I'm at Ryugami Sama on Twitter.
You can only yell at him on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically
Only
what it's
yelling
there
words.
for. Just
All caps. Be obnoxious.
yep. Josh, where can we find you, man?
You can find me at Lord Yeshua and Lord Yeshua TTV on all my socials. I haven't been streaming much lately. It's kind of just been a lot of work. So let's get back to it. Mario Golf is coming soon. Probably gonna be streaming that. That'll be fun. I don't even know. Yeah, pass the ball. Zach's time.
And you can find me on Twitch at Another Letdown. I stream Thursdays, alternating Fridays and Saturdays. Thursdays we do games with deep story. But right now we're working on Batman Arkham Knight and Gears Tactics, which is the last Gears of War game that we haven't played yet. And after that, we'll be moving into Outriders more full time. Fridays, we're working on tabletop simulator board games. Right now, we're Mansions of Madness, Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, and a few other things as well. And Saturdays, I do miniatures painting, which is a lot of fun. Just chill, listen to classic video game music, and paint minis. And I'm on Twitter at DENONCZD.
Perfect. All right, guys. Have an awesome night. Thank you once again for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.